doing? We're back for another container, and these are starting to come in actually on time. I forgot to mention that. Like, the next one already has a delivery notice, and I wasn't expecting it until May. So we're actually, like, they're starting to process through faster, and I'm not quite sure why. Have you noticed any of that or heard anything else from other customers or
what's that?
About containers processing through faster?
It seems like they have been, because out of the blue we had like 9 come over
Yeah.
the weekend.
Well, because like, yeah, again, the next 2 that you're getting weren't supposed to be here until May. So, like, I don't know what happened, but like stuff is finally kind of coming through. But you know, prices aren't going down because.
Hope it gets back to normal.
So for me, right now, the yen is absolutely terrible. So since the yen is really weak, the shipping costs, like the yen amount that we're paying for shipping, is going up. So just because we're getting better exchange rate doesn't mean that that our container costs are getting any cheaper. They aren't. They are still going up. Like,
what I'm afraid, David, is they might not ever go back down.
Yeah. Well, and you've seen, I don't know if you've seen what they're saying. They're looking at what companies are making, and like a lot of freight companies, like their profits went up 7 times. They're just gouging, you know? It's not right. It's to the point where
Facebook are making record numbers.
Yeah.
And the product isn't getting off the ship.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
all.
I don't understand that one.
It's corporate greed, you know. They know they can charge more, and they're doing it. It's to the point where they're pushing legislation to try and prevent that stuff because.
Tested and they said, "Oh, hey, people are paying it. Let's keep charging."
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I've had to do this too sometimes, where like you almost have to charge more just to prevent too many people from clobbering you for stuff, and that's where it is. The business is there. Like, they can't, you know, keep slots empty. So you know they got to do something, and you know, on the flip side, you know, price is an easy way to do it. So yeah, here's our container. This one is very unique in that almost everything on it is staying. Like, this is an almost entirely us container. There's maybe 10 or 11 pieces that are going out, and the rest is, there's a couple smaller things. You can see right here, this little thing here is a Pokemon, like, kids metal game. So still little things like that are going to go into the arcade. There's we got a UFO catcher in there. You know, so some kind of cool stuff this time around. Let me grab this light. I believe, yeah, we got it right here. Perfect. And it looks like we have plenty of space here on the end, so you can probably get the dock up, but we'll want to have him pull forward a little bit to get it nice and level. So let me turn on my light, and I'm going to get right into the cab, or into the container. Take my shoes off. Actually, well, ow! Oh, pinched myself in between that. If he pulls up, like, if you pull up like 3 inches or so, it'll just be a little bit straighter.
You want to,
if one of you wants to spot him, otherwise,
one of you guys hang out so I can see it.
Yeah.
I'll be right here.
Thanks.
That's just to make the lip a little bit easier. I don't remember if there's too much big stuff on here. Like, I don't know if it'll matter too much, but we'll see. Anyway, so there's a couple things, like all the theater rhythms are going out. The 2DX, this was a quote-unquote junk cabinet. We need to look it over before selling it. And I think it's junk mainly in that, like, it does not have a monitor. And unfortunately, we don't have the spare monitors on this. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. We don't have the spare monitors on this container yet, so it may either someone wants it without a monitor, or I'll wait until the next container comes when we get a bunch of spare monitors that we have on order. So like here we've got, this is the last stools and benches that we're probably going to get for quite a while. Right now, Taito is just not producing them fast enough, and from what I heard, I think they're using them in their game centers, so like a lot of the stock that's being made is not going out. So let's get a little farther inside. Oh, not really anything good to stand on. I'm gonna, let's see if I can. Yeah, like I can't really stand on the stool box because it's a little weird. Okay, so here we've got 2 more Pokemon, like, metal coin dropper things that are kind of cute. We'll put those in the arcade, just a cute little, you know, for the kids section of whatever I put together. Let me get around this 2DX deck and gonna step on Pokemon here. Coming around, and this is an initial D8. These are the last. This is the. I opened a pair of them on the last container, and then this is for this container are the last two that I'm probably gonna get for a while. Like any initial Ds are just really hard to get right now. It's pretty savage. We've got a pair of Wongans here. This is probably the last Wongans that I'm getting for a while. I'm gonna kind of wait on it for several months. Wongan 7 coming. We don't know how things can change. That's not announced, by the way. It's just, you know, it's something that's going to happen, and so for now I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. So here's the other Pokemon, another Theatrhythm, and I hate to have to preface everything, but again, don't ask for candy cabs, but this one has quite a few nice candies for me. Well, by nice, I don't mean its condition so much as the rarity of what we got. We kind of got the mother load of Egret IIs here. Those are all Egret IIs going back there. There's a bunch in the back as well. It's a very special deal that we got on that. That is definitely a one-time thing. Like, we'll probably never get something like that again. And we'll look at those in just a sec. Real quick, I kind of passed over this earlier, but we've got a Windy here. I picked this off Yahoo Japan. Someone had wanted a Windy too. Had me bid on this and realized, oh, it's a Windy. I'm so sorry. All this time I was like, no, I don't care. I'll fucking take a Windy any day. I don't remember if the monitor works on it. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I'm probably gonna move it to the house for now and pair it with my Windy too. I really like those cabs, so those are cool. That is probably not good to stand on. I'm gonna down on the Theatrhythm's control panel. Go up on this. Ooh, that does not feel good. Let me see if I can get my foot around there. Oh, we got another Sound Voltex panel art. Get my foot on top of Theatrhythm real quick so I can look down on this. Yeah, this Sound Voltex control panel has some custom Vivid Wave art in it. It's kind of cool. Maybe that. See if I can keep that panel for shows. We've got a Blast City here. I don't remember if this was just something our distributor offered us, or if it was a. I don't think it was a Yahoo Auctions purchase or something. I usually don't go after the more common cabs on Yahoo, but it's a Blast City. I think I may not keep this one. I might. I have one friend that I'm getting a Blast City to. Maybe I'll give him this one or something, but otherwise, like a later cab. I'll vault myself over to this Egret II, and we'll take a look at this treasure trove of Egret IIs that we picked up. Now, I'm not going to talk about prices on these. I paid definitely less than what market value usually is for an Egret II. But we got 8 of them. They came off of Yahoo Japan. I guess there's no point in hiding where I got them from, because I'm sure some of the more fervorous people in the community would have probably seen them. But I'm standing on the first one here. A number of them are pretty chewed up on, like, actually you can see it right there, like a ton of paint chewed off that one. So that one's going to need a good restore. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these. I'm not selling them. Do not ask. If you do, I will straight up block you. Like, don't ask. I am keeping these. Like, this is a very special thing. I had to exercise very special connections to get the deal I did to buy all of them. But I think 7 of these 8 are missing the translate. This one appears to be one of the ones that isn't, so I'm going to step over it. I'll turn around and take a look at it, and we'll take a look at the rest of the cabs too. So there's 1 Tunithim, 2 Sound Voltexes back there. Let's come forward. It's kind of hard. I'm holding the light and my phone. Try to step over this stuff without breaking anything. Huh. Or breaking myself. Okay, so here's the second Egret, and I'll step on top of, this is a Densha De GO, and we've got some more Egret IIs over here. So you can see those are missing the translate. Like, who knows? Maybe they're like, maybe there's some tucked inside or something, but I'm not. If I remember right from the auction descriptions, they do not have translights. So, you know, there's a couple nicks on these. Otherwise, these are, you know, relatively clean. And then this is the one that's just like, ugh! And it looks like mostly it's on the top, but that one will be a restore. And I mean, for what I paid for them, I want to give these cabs some love. And but yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to put them all in the game center or if I'm going to set them up at the warehouse or something like that. Just that I'm keeping them, and you know, like, I'll never get an opportunity like this again to have a cute little lineup of them. But I love egrets, so you know, it's very nice, very special to have the opportunity to pick up something like this. You set this light down. Oh, let's turn around and look at this one. So yeah, that one has a translight on it. It looks pretty, you know, it's got kind of yellowed or whatever, but so the translights are really hard to get. It's one of the few parts that like break a lot on these cabs, and I may never be able to source enough translights to get all these cabs up to snuff. And like, we're talking 500 to 1,000 per a piece, even if I do find them. So, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure all the monitors work, if I remember right. But you know. Okay, so I have nowhere to put this light. I don't want to step over this without being safe. Okay, so there's the Densha De GO 2. That's going to a customer of mine, and I've got the Densha De GO 1 here. I'm probably going to list that as well. I decided to just keep Densha 3 as my cab. So let's get over these, get to the back there. I can see there's a very big white wall there. That's our UFO catcher. It's a new UFO, which is, I think, from the from the 90s or so, from the older model UFO catchers. So, I gotta get down on this egret and grab the light, because I dropped it. So all of these seem to have Egret II panels on them, but this one looks horribly discolored. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if you can, well, you can see it, but like, it's as disgusting looking as it looks in that. That's probably, that may be a repro. And I'll go get repro panels for all these, but we've got two Net Cities in this one. They have, well, this one has a quiz panel. The other is back here, I think has a Mahjong panel. You know, those are easy enough to replace, but good to get them. This egret, the egret that I'm getting up on here also has a translight. So, you know, maybe that's two of them have translights, and you know, it'll be a little bit easier. And I have 3 more translights that I was able to find. So that's 5 of the 8 have translights. So that's good. So there's that there. And then back here, these last 2 candies, these are absolutely staying with me. These are very special to me. Unfortunately, they took the art out of it when they were cleaning, and you know, much to my disappointment. But these came from Try Amusement Tower when they shut down. And I had asked for a long time to see, you know, like, where is that stuff going? You know, is it going to private auction, whatever? And I wasn't able to get anything. And then they found these for us, and they had the Try Amusement Tower art still in the instruction space. And they threw out that art, and I was really sad. But regardless, I do know that they came from there, and these 2 cabs are, you know, are very special to me now. As being, you know, coming from a arcade like that, it's a, you know, very special piece of history, and we'll keep those and treasure them in the game center. I'll probably have a, you know, some of the little plaques that I have up. I'll you know, I'll note that, you know, where they came from, and you know, a little bit of that history. It's kind of cool. So anyway, the last thing over there, I'm not going to go over there because I'm already in a really awkward position, is the terminal for Wangan. And then, you know, under here is the Sega UFO. But we'll look at that another time. And look at this. They went all the way to the ceiling with these last 3 benches. So, but yeah, that's it for this container. There's a look of it on the way out. I might actually take a picture of this too. It's kind of cool looking from the inside, just seeing this little fleet of egrets. I mean, like, the value of this is just, it's ridiculous. Well, if I sold all these egrets, what you could do with that kind of money. But yep, no, you know, I have to point out to people frequently that I am not just a business. I am just as much a hobbyist, and getting stuff like this is like Christmas or a dream come true for me too. So, you know, when people are just, you know, see it and they're just completely objective about getting stuff for themselves, it's kind of depressing and irritating and whatnot, you know, because, and I'm looking for stuff too, and I work hard to get what I have. I work very hard, and, you know, these aren't the kind of things you just walk in and throw money at it and, you know, someone's just going to give them to you. So anyway, this is a fun container, and again, like I said, almost everything on here we're keeping, and it's going to be one of the last like this. The next 6 containers or so, I've got maybe like 2 to 5 things on each that I'm keeping, and like our show inventory, like of the base of our show inventory, is basically done. So after that, you know, most of these containers are going to be stuff that's sold. Yeah, that's it, I think, for this crawl. I've got a bigger crew this time to unload, so I'm going to go help them get this out real quick, and look forward to whatever we do next. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll have more videos. Stay safe as always. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.